Good morning. This is John with the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here today to finish up the story of 1 Samuel 17. Now, we've talked about David and Goliath. We've set the stage for today. This is the culmination of all of the rhetoric, all the bragging, all the trying, all the whatever. This is the day when, as they say, the rubber meets the road. David is going to fight Goliath. So let's look at it. 1 Samuel 17, verse 44 through 49 or 45. David replied to the Philistine, "You come with me to me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Today the Lord will conquer you, and I will kill you and cut off your head." Well, that sounds kind of bloody. Verse 47. And everyone assembled here will know that the Lord rescues his people, but not with sword and spear. This is the Lord's battle, and he will give you to us. As Goliath moved closer to attack, David quickly ran out to meet him, reaching into his shepherd's bag and taking a stone. He hurled it with his sling, and it hit the Philistine in the forehead. The stone sank in, and Goliath stumbled and fell face down on the ground. Then David ran over, pulled Goliath's sword from its sheath, and used it to kill him. Wow. The battle's come. Today is it. Somebody's going to win, and somebody's going to lose. Now, the big guy, Goliath, he knows he's going to win. Why? Because he's bigger. He's stronger. He's more experienced. He has armor. He has weapons that will mutilate anybody. As far as Goliath can understand, there is no possibility he could ever lose, especially to this wimp of a kid who comes at him with no armor at all. So David says, "You come to me with all this stuff. I come to you in the name of the Lord. God's going to win this thing. I don't care what you think. I'm going to kill you." And they start to fight. They start coming closer and closer. I can see Goliath picking up his sword, maybe even swinging it in the air, trying to intimidate him, thinking, "Oh boy, I'm going to get this kid. This is going to be so simple. This kid doesn't even know what's going to hit him." And here comes David edging in. And all he's got is this simple sling and a stone, which on the surface looks like no match for the tools of Goliath. But it is a match. In fact, it's far superior to the instruments that Goliath brings to the battle. Because David brings an overwhelming conviction that you can't deny God like you have been doing. God will win this battle. And so he takes the sling and he picks the rock and he slings the rock. And it says it hits him in the forehead. I'm not sure where, but somewhere around it here, which with modern medicine we know is a really bad thing to happen. It'll kill you. Your brain's sitting right there, and it is vulnerable. Now, why Goliath with all of this armor didn't cover the most vulnerable spot that he had? I don't know. I think sometimes the Goliaths of the world aren't nearly as smart as they think they are. And so Goliath falls. And it says that David takes Goliath's own sword and kills him. Amazing story. But it's a story about you and my life and the Goliaths we face and the difficulties of listening to them over and over and over, mocking, ridiculing, hurting people, good people, bad people, everybody in between. But the key to killing the Goliath is the key of faith and trusting God. I know it doesn't make any sense. I know that you can't measure that. But as David shows us, that's what really matters. Now think about your Goliath. I can think of a number in my own life. The only way to overcome them is through the strength of the Lord. And he willingly offers that to whoever will take it up. The armies of Saul wouldn't take it up. Saul himself wouldn't. David's own brother tried to kick him back home because he thought he was a worthless kid. But David knew something that nobody else seemed to know. The strength of God is stronger than any sword. I hope today, coming days, as you face your Goliath, you think about this little guy, David. You think about how he challenged the mightiest of the mighty. And he won because he didn't challenge him alone. God was right there with him. Don't you imagine that God's own hand guided that stone so it was a perfect shot? Any other place wouldn't have worked. Now, yet David had skill and practice with it, but only God could have guided that rock to the very place where it would do this kind of damage. And God will do that to your Goliaths. Now, maybe they won't fall immediately. Please don't get that impression. Some Goliaths hang around a long time. But the key to killing them is your faith and trust in God. Will you think about it? Hope you have a really great day. If you have a need or a concern we can help with, please let us know. Thanks for listening this week. I'll be back next week. We'll look at some other things. God bless you. Have a great day.